So I said I fell in love with you in this interesting discussion group that I
Right.
attended. And I know we're not supposed to write about the group or what people said, but
Uh-huh.
I felt like I went to this group. It was about joy. The
Right.
discussion was about joy. And
Mm-hmm.
I felt like you changed everything when
Mm.
you spoke about a moment where you felt joy. Because we were going around the room and asking, people to offer up their own impressions of what joy meant to them.
Right.
Do you remember what you said?
Yes.
What did you say?
When I'm particularly stressed or I have some down days or when I think, oh my gosh, this didn't work out or that didn't work out, my mind goes back to that very moment when my daughter awoke from a 2-month coma. And that feeling, the goosebumps, the salvation, the wow, there's going to be a future for us after all. Thank you, God. Thank you, Buddha. Thank you, the universe. That's what I go back to, and I think, this isn't so bad. I can get through it. This is utter joy,
That moment was pure joy.
pure joy.
And do you think you would have felt that pure joy if you hadn't suffered for 2 months when Beth was in a coma? What do you think the connection is between your joy and your suffering?
Oh, I think it was the reason for my joy. And I think when you hit rock bottom and you're trying to cling to hope and you realize that this hope turned into joy, and I think hope and joy are so interconnected, but we were really at the bottom's edge. We were so depressed, so sad, so we were about ready to give up. We had gotten a report from the neuro-ophthalmologist who told us there was nothing behind her eyes. Her eyes were just blank, and that he never thought she was going to wake up. And when she woke up and told her father that her nose itched her and she was able to talk and feel, and she recognized her dad, and he grilled her about her name, and exasperated, she said, "Dad, I remember everything." That was pure joy.
How old was Beth at that moment?
Beth was 7.5.
And she was in a coma because?
She had to have her brain removed due to a very, very rare disease called Rasmussen's encephalitis, which was slowly eating away her entire left hemisphere. And the only treatment was to remove that hemisphere. But she suffered from severe brainstem swelling, which was not anticipated, and threw her into this 2-month coma.
So I know that people, when they see this video, are going to say, how are you who you are, Kathy? How do you carry around so much wisdom and grace and the ability to heal and to look at the world the way you do?
Well, because I've seen the dark side, and we've seen desperation, and we've had a sick child who turned into a marvelous, funny, happy, grateful human being. And I think also gratefulness plays a huge part in our joy. And I think when I look back to that time when she woke up, we were so grateful. And I really do think that when you're grateful, you're joyful.
Did you let go of a lot?
I still struggle sometimes. I find myself struggling for a while, thinking of what if, what could have been, and that brings me down, and then I go back to that awakening. That's what we call it, the awakening.
It's like a religious experience
it
in
is.
every sense of the word.
It truly was, and it's a mind-boggling experience, because what what she's able to achieve and what she has achieved has far surpassed any doctor's thoughts, even our thoughts. We were at, well, she was in the coma. We thought, please, dear God, we will take her anyway. Just let her wake up. We don't care if she walks or talks. We just want to be able to hug her and love her, and she's far exceeded that. She's an amazing human being who brings happiness and joy to so many.